Yes, people, it's Ash Talks Boxing with my co-host here, Cal Zaggy, but we like to call him Cali for short. Yes, we do. Good boy. Get down, get down. Right, today we're talking about my favourite boxer. We're talking about the boy, Jai, however you want to pronounce it, Jai Opetaia, cruiserweight IBF boxing champion, and he is my favourite fighter on the scene and has been for a very long time. He's just had an interview with TalkSport, which I've just fresh off listening to.
Eddie Hearn, he's not my mate. We don't go fucking hanging out and go to the pub together and... Bro, it's fully professional.
I can't disagree with anything he's saying. It's in his best interests, and he was chasing the big fights, and he thinks that Turki Alalshikh and Dana can provide them big fights, as well as being the first ever Zuffa Boxing champion. Now, right now, that means nothing, right? That means absolutely nothing to anybody. No one grows up wanting a Zuffa belt, but times change. Things change. Generations come through. Who'd have thought we'd have had Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua? Who'd have thought we've got a big organisation called Misfits generating millions and millions and millions? Who'd have thought we'd have had Baller League, like a five-a-side league that's going absolutely crazy? And yes, the WBC, the WBO, the IBF, the WBA. Even back in the day, IBO was a massive belt. Ricky Hatton won that, and everybody went mental for it. Now it's obsolete. No one cares. I'm a traditionalist, but I also look to the future. I think the WBC is the strap. It's the strap that everybody wants. It's the strap that real fighters want. When they grow up, that's what they want. I were never good enough to be a fighter. I tried. I just weren't good enough. My dream would have been to have that WBC strap. Oh my God, could you imagine? But I just weren't good enough as a fighter. I didn't have the bollocks. But Jai Opetaia is actually my favourite fighter. I've got a signed glove from him actually down there. Jai Opetaia. Let's look at his move to Zuffa. Let's look at it. He's wanting the biggest fights. He says that Eddie Hearn couldn't get him them big fights, which Eddie Hearn has openly admitted that he couldn't secure the massive fights for him, but he kept him busy with a couple of little knockarounds in Brisbane. I actually went to the last one. I cannot even remember the guy's name that he fought. A quick Google. Hoisin Sin Cara. I do remember it now. I do remember his name. He was a German, big old boy, and unfortunately he ended up in hospital after the fight because Jai absolutely destroyed it. He could take a punch, that fella. He could take a punch. I remember it quite well. Zuffa as an organisation want to be taken seriously. Do I believe that Zuffa can challenge all of these other organisations? Absolutely. Do I believe that they're going to wipe them all out? Absolutely not. No way on earth. But they will be a major player in this space. They will make moves, they will make big fights. They've got the Ring Magazine belt and they've got the money of the Saudis and the face of Dana White. What Turkey can do since he's come into boxing, he doesn't need these glorified agents. They're like football agents, Eddie Hearn, your Frank Warrens. That's why they're all suing him to death. Because he's come in and the boxing's been the Wild West for a long time. Right back to the Mickey Duff days when Frank Warren were knocking around in the cartel, and he's still knocking around now. Turki Alalshikh's come in and seen the Wild West. He's seen how mental this sport is, and he knows he can probably take it over if he wants. And it's just all about the money. And fighters fight for money. They're prize fighters. He will get all of them over to his organisation once contracts start to run out. When Frank Warren's fighters start to run out on their contracts, same with Eddie Hearn, it's just a quick little whisper in the ear from Dana White and Turkey. Here, I'll give you a £100 million contract. That's it, done, signed, see ya. Everybody will end up over at Zuffa. We're talking the best of the best will end up at Zuffa. So I think it's quite good for the sport. People might say it might be damaging, but how can having another belt in the sport with big players, big organisation, be bad for the sport? It can't be. The fighters will benefit. We will benefit as fans, but more importantly, fighters benefit because it's about the fighters. They're the ones who put the hard graft in. They're the ones that sacrifice everything. They're the ones who are putting their life literally on the line for our entertainment. They deserve to be paid an absolute fortune. I do not blame anybody going over to Zuffa Boxing, especially Jai Opetaia. But you've only got to look at the Benavidez fight and Zerda Ramirez. The winner of that has got to fight Jai Opetaia if Jai comes through the fight against Brandon Glanton this weekend. Brandon Glanton will come forward like he does. He'll try and lean on Jai, but Jai will step and he'll smash him with that check hook. That's what he does, and he'll go to town on Brandon Glanton. And I don't see this going any further than 5-6 rounds. Jai will get into his groove and he'll land. And he'll land at will. Brandon Glanton reserves to type like he always does. He comes forward, head down, and he tries to bully and walk down his opponents. And it will not happen with Jai Opetaia. That's just a fact. It will not happen. Mark my words. Jai Opetaia wins this by knockout early to mid rounds. Let's talk belts. Jai Opetaia just did an interview and he just said, I hope my IBF title's on the line. That tells me he's not sure. And it also tells me he's not that bothered either. He's really not that bothered. If you're the fighter and you're the owner of the IBF belt, you should know whether you're fighting for it or putting it on the line at the weekend. You know that the inaugural, is it inaugural? Inaugural? Yeah. I don't know what inaugural cruiserweight Zuffa belt is on the line. One of the first ever Zuffa champions will be crowned this weekend. It doesn't mean anything right now, but mark my words, in a few years' time, that will mean quite a lot. Jai Opetaia is doing what he says he wants to do. He's obsessed with undisputed. Surely he would know if his IBF title's on the line. The only thing that I would question about Jai Opetaia moving over to Zuffa is if they are just wanting people to fight for the Zuffa belt and Zuffa belt only. Because Jai Opetaia is obsessed with being undisputed. Why would you go sign for an organisation that's trying to wipe the rest out or not recognising them? But I don't think that's the case. I think that they will recognise all the other belts. But Zuffa are wanting to be the biggest, the pinnacle, the one that everybody wants. The one like the WBC, the one where they put all the best into a league category like the UFC and they fight the best, first fight second, and the prospect who's fifth or fourth fights first. That is how they want to run it. That is how Dana White said he wants to run it. And look at the power they've got. They're having fights at the fucking White House. They're having fights in the Pyramid. They're having fights on the streets of New York City. They're putting on huge events in London and Riyadh. And if you've been to Riyadh, I've been lucky to go 4 times to different events. The first one I went to was the Day of Reckoning. It was Anthony Joshua's card. And Wilder was on it, and Joseph Parker, etc., etc. And Jai Opetaia was on it against Zorro, and he sparked him clean out. Events in Riyadh are absolutely stunning. Atmosphere, terrible. But the people that are going to these fights are multi-millionaire people, businessmen. Is that right? Probably not. It's like the who's who of who at these boxing events. You look down from your cheap seat and you see all these unbelievable superstars. Conor McGregor and Ronaldo and Mane and Neymar and all these famous actors start walking out and you're like, Jesus Christ, Turkey's got some pull here. Why? Money. And he's got the whole of Saudi Arabia behind him and Saudi's money. This is why Zuffa will not go away. A lot of very well-respected boxers will be signing for Zuffa. Don't be surprised if Tyson Fury hasn't already done a deal with them. There is lawsuits coming from Frank Warren like you wouldn't believe because he is shitting himself. That's what he does when he's been called out. He shits himself. When he gets called a scumbag, oh, I'm serving legal papers. When he does this, I'm serving legal papers. Oh, I'm doing it's all legal when he's shitting himself. Zuffa have got an opportunity to be a major player here. And Jai Opetaia, I think, is the start of that. He has got to fight for the belt. I believe these fights will be made with Zuffa because Zuffa have got the clout of Turki Alalshikh and all his money. Look at all of the minions around now. When Turkey came in, all the little minions, they all were just sucking on his teeth going, Turkey, more money please. All of them running around with each other. Look at Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren hating each other. Couldn't even be in the same room as each other. And then Turki Alalshikh comes along, holding the both of their hands and going, play nice boys. Because that is what he does. He makes them do stuff because he orchestrates them. That's what he's doing. He's just moving chess pieces because he's got the money. He has the money and the power. And he has way more money and way more power than all of these promotional companies and organisations put together. Mark my words, Zuffa will be a huge player in this space in the next 5, 10 and 15 years if Turkey keeps bankrolling it. Do you think Zuffa will become a huge powerhouse in boxing? Do you think Jai Opetaia has made a good decision by going to Zuffa Boxing? Do you think he's going to win at the weekend? Do you think he's going to be undisputed? There's so many questions yet to be answered. Please leave your comments in the comment section below. Please try and let's get this channel that I started just a couple of days ago. I believe that we can build a platform where we can all have a discussion and a debate, because boxing is a circus. It always chucks up some amazing stories and some amazing fight, and we can all discuss it openly and freely here at Ash Talks Boxing. Please subscribe, please hype it up, and please like the video. I'll see you on the next one.